Good evening, fellow punters. Mickey D back with you on Thursday evening, just 7 o'clock, a bit later than I hoped for, but it was a busy sort of a day. I had an appointment with my neurologist in Sligo Hospital this morning. It's supposed to be at 9 o'clock, but I got there about 10:15. It's not good for a bus driver to be late, and I never am, but and then I got further delayed. I was crossing the street and I met an absolute gent in Porrick Ryan. He recognised me, and he done a UE and pulled in, and we chatted for 15 or 20 minutes. I'd say he's a shrewd operator in a betting shop with a pin and a betting slip. Had a great chat. He's involved in horses a while and works in Sligo, follows the channel, which was great to see. And he agreed with me totally that it's almost virtually impossible to win a race with the handbrake firmly on. So he likes to know whether it's going to be on or off, no more than myself. So see you again sometime, Porrick, and thanks for the chat. There was a good crowd on the bus early this morning. MP from Galway was on early, and Gypsy Cream 26. He made money yesterday, and he had a sale on Brill Cream for a few of the boys that needed it. Mr. Mooney 45 had the double up yesterday. The two horses that won. Dino had a double up. Lee Shaughnessy was in great form. Super Wilf was almost on fire, and he was looking for the fire extinguisher. Ronald Masters, he backed De Valera yesterday. He was in great form. And my old buddy Patch Lolly, he was in great form. John White, back from holidays, he was asking me, was it going to Killarney in August or no, July? I'm not sure. You never know. You know where I'd surface. Paul Dodds, a newcomer on the bus, was in great form, and he bought a season pass. Patrick Hickey from Clare was still hoarse, couldn't know what he was saying. About to get the voice back for the weekend. Ian Whelan, good form. Max Blessed Holloway, he was fancying Swayze this evening, and I forgot to look at that race actually. Paul Ryan said he's due a trip back to Naas. He must be a lily white. He must be working away. That's what I gathered from that comment. And we had a good enough day again. Started off well, thundering. There was a couple of witty incoming quick comments I noticed. Thundering home, and he did thunder home. The race panned out as I expected. When he got to the 2 furlong pole, he stretched them. It's a horse we'll follow again. A step up and trip again will be no harem. And then the other one this evening, JP's horse. What do you call him? Did they leave you out? That joke, you know the one. I thought Dougie Costello, or Costello, whatever you call him, he should have went. There was a gap there, and he should have burst him through. The horse was big enough. He's 9 years of age, experience enough. They were all rowing along, and now with the twigs out, and he was sort of doing nothing. A bit disappointed with the way that horse finished off his race. But anyway, if we get a winner a day, we'll be chugging along nicely in the middle lane. Earlier today we're chugging along nicely, and the Eagles, the tour bus passed us out, and Joe Walsh was bellowing out life in the fast lane. So someday we might be able to have a bus expensive enough to be able to keep up with Joe and or Joe Walsh. What did I say? I might have said something else, but one of my favourite groups. A couple for tomorrow. The Apprentice Derby is on tomorrow evening, and there's 20 declared. It's the 7:18 at the Curragh. The last 6 runnings, Jim Bulger won 3 and Joseph O'Brien won 2. Actually, Bulger won 5 out of the last 12. And the last 6 runnings, 3 3-year-olds, a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old and an 8-year-old. Joseph O'Brien has common practice. It's for JP, a 5-time maiden, and it was 4th of 7 the last time over, I think, just 7 furlongs in Listowel, and it looked like it needed a step up and trip. But this is 1.5 miles, so I'm not sure whether it'll suit her or not. Jim Bulger relies on Nectarine, another 3-year-old. It's 1 for 12. It won a nursery in Leopardstown last October. 3-year-olds get a £9 allowance, which is a fair old hike. But there's one there that Impero for Donnacha O'Brien. It's to be ridden by Paddy Harnish. It's out of Zoffany. It was third in a maiden in Roscommon in May, over 10 furlongs. And last time out, it was 4th of 8 in Gordon Park. And he only has ran 5 times, but he carried his head awkward. And if he learned to settle a bit better, and he was running on a bit the last day, so he's a 7-to-1 shot. And they're paying, and there's a 4 or 5 place on that. Might have a pint each way on that. There's a big sprint tomorrow evening in Newcastle, the Gosforth Cup, 5 furlongs, 14 declared. It's run by Caspian Prince the last 2 years, that good old campaigner. I'm going to give another chance to City Walk for Godolphin. We tipped to the last day in Ripon, but I took a sedative in the stalls, or the jockey did one, or maybe the two of them, and slow coming out, and then was coming up on the rails and got hampered again. The figures showed that he was 9th of 9, but it doesn't tell the whole story of the race. His previous run was in Chelmsford, which would be a similar surface to Newcastle, fairly similar. And he won a 6 furlong race in 1:10, and he won a sort of snug. 1:10 is a good time for 6 furlongs. So a good fast 5 furlongs to aim at tomorrow, and if he gets looking running, he's 13-2, a pint each way on that. And then in the 8:28 at the Curragh, it's a 2 miles handicap. Kazakdaria, it's 5-1, another each way selection. It's a 4-year-old filly by Harzand. Dermot Weld trains, and it won a maiden over 1 miles 5 in Leopardstown last July, beating a horse, Cycladic, rated 91. So I thought he got a lenient mark, sort of in the 80s. Dermot Weld has won the last 2 runnings of this as well with Dalton Highway, and he won it as well in 2015 and 2017. So he seems to target a staying horse for this. Now Dalton Highway runs as well tomorrow, but Chris Hayes, the stable jockey, rides this one. It's 5-1. We can go a pint each way on that. May's runner for Willie Mullins will be probably hard beaten off 81 because it's 133 over hurdles. But as we've seen today with that horse, the JP's, it's not always like black and white like that. So that horse was third in Punchestown to a great view, that horse that we won on that time. I'll be back in Kazakdaria each way, and I'll be doing a small reverse forecast with that. So that's it. Might do a small each way treble as well with those 3. I just want to get this up into the. I might go studying for Saturday now because it's in. Anyway, get a few more subscribers if you can. We're over 1,500 and or we're nearly at 1,500. Want to get up a bit more. Thanks very much for your support and the comments. Leave any tips you have over the weekend as well. Mickey D, bash the bookies. Over and out.